A joker, to a jock, to a strong silent type, to a big shot, to an action hero, and a buffoon. These all correspond with one another in their own individual ways. It can be said that there are hundreds of words that can describe a man. The meaning of the word depends on the context that the word is being used in. When you visualize a male's perspective of beauty, it is most consistently homogeneity, or in other words, masculinity and manhood, as if there were one single, monolithic, simple concept. The ancient Greeks, like us today, had competing models and or constructions of gender, of what it meant to be a man, was different in different contexts. In some degree, there's a difference between being male and masculinity. I argue that masculinity was not a fixed, uniform, monolithic, or homogeneous normative concept. Manliness was a more fluid concept, full of tensions and inconsistencies. In short, there were different ways for a man to express his manliness. I hear the cries of sexism already, but don't you see? Girls, do you sexualize men as men do to women? Personally, I want to believe it is how our brains work. My presumptions towards the ancient Greeks, but similar to the scholars as well. We focus on one kind of genre of males. That is in fact a jock. Someone who is masculine, not on the outside but also internally. What do I mean by that? Someone who doesn't have feelings, built up like a wall to show no one who they really are. A hard-headed warrior. Do I look like this? No. Do you look like this? Probably not. If you do, that's great for you, but are all the men in here still men? Yes. We have to change this presumption. Simply, it isn't fair for all of us men to follow one way of thought. It isn't even fair that society jumped on board on this train of false pretenses to make everyone believe that if men aren't up to the criteria, they are considered less than who they are. That's disgusting. To all the boys, men, and older gentlemen, what does it mean for them if they show other interests than filling out the form of masculinity, showing that they like clothes or makeup or even another gender, besides men go with women or vice versa? This is where our ancestors come into this pity pool of judgment. Men have to bargain with critics on a daily basis. Inference time. As someone who is interested in the same sex, someone who does involve himself in the fashion world and bleeds Dior, have you caught on? I'm inferencing myself. Christian W.T. Letts. Talking about myself in third person. My beliefs are based on educated facts and how society and scholars review the norms of men. I love the color pink. I love good hygiene. I surround myself with boys who even do better makeup than most girls. But this makes us, including me, part of the norms that aren't required for being a regular boy. We are still outcasts, like Pinocchio, still believing that if we change ourselves and move away from the characters that define you, that society will welcome you in big arms, but it won't. But that is just me personally. I was raised on old teaching backgrounds. My ancestors didn't deem that it was worthy for anyone in our blood to fall in love with the same sex. My parents didn't believe that I was a real boy because I didn't show the normal traits of a boy at a young age. Exiled like my German ancestors during the World Wars, but not as extreme. I was kicked out at a young age, living with friends and regarding the fact that I couldn't be myself. As the pain washed away and I rebuilt myself from the ground up, I reformed myself from the thoughts of others and followed my own beliefs. The only thing that matters is you, no one else. Why? No one is in control of your life, your destiny, or your future. Have no doubt, social norms are changing for the better, aspects aren't narrow-minded anymore, and the people have opened up to all different beliefs. Being male and being masculine are drifting apart after many years of society finding it unacceptable. But don't you agree? Come on now. Our generation is a rare one. We accept commodities in unconventional ways, with open arms. Men's beauty has been a struggle throughout many decades, since people separated two sexes and telling them they have to perform in their own individual role to deem worthy enough to participate in the game of life. It's wrong, 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 and we need to change it. It is unacceptable to put one thing with another, such as masculinity and manliness. I find this absolutely disgusting, and I hope you agree. Thank you for listening.